Hi everyone, Carissa here. Welcome back to Wild Inside Wellness. Today's video is going to be a simple 3-card spread for beginners or really anywhere you find yourself on your tarot journey. It is the spread that I use on an almost daily basis to check in with myself. Just for the past 18 months or more. It has really supported me through my pandemic experience. I'm going to share the shortened version with you, which is just going to be 3 cards, each one representing the present moment state of my mind, body, and spirit. The spread that I do on a daily basis, I actually draw 6 cards to kind of unify and pick an action card, like what is my action step for today. I'm going to share that in a later video. I think if you are a beginner, and even if you're not, just simply drawing the first 3 cards, which are present moment state of mind, body, and spirit, and then just reflecting on what answer you get, is a really helpful practice for becoming familiar with the cards and also just becoming familiar with your own responses and impulses and noticing any guidance that's coming up within you for like choosing an action for the day, or just jotting your thoughts down about how you would like these reflections to kind of support you or carry you through your day. So we're gonna get right to it, but first I'm going to share a quick story about why this is my favorite spread. Okay, so the reason that I like this particular spread as a regular go-to spread, and it is actually the spread that I use for people when I do readings for the public, which has not been for a while. I've pretty much stepped back from that during the pandemic. But even when I do readings for other people or for myself, this is the spread that I go to because I find it the most helpful. When I first started doing tarot readings for the public, and I would be sitting with random strangers, people I had never met, the 3-card spread that I started with was past, present, and future, which can be a very helpful spread, but even noticing within myself, but it really stood out when I was doing readings for other people, that the past, sure, the present, the future, that's what I really want to know about, to find out about, to receive guidance on, which there's nothing wrong with that. I myself, sometimes would also like to know things that might be coming. But what I noticed, like in my own journey, but also reading for other people, was noticing that the card that would actually be perhaps the most helpful or beneficial to focus on would be the present card, like right here, right now in the present, this is what's happening. And from that space, we can choose to take constructive action, which may or may not bring about this potential future that the card in our spread right now today is pointing to. I don't believe the future is fixed. I believe that the best way we can navigate our lives is to come back to the present, to be centered in the present moment with awareness, and then we can better navigate the challenges and surprises and joys even of our lives from that space. So after, maybe the first 6 months, year of doing readings for the public, finding out that I really felt I was more helpful to people. The perspective that I could provide for people was more helpful when I could bring them into that present moment focus. But it was really hard to do that with the past, present, future spread. And so there's so many different 3-card spreads out there. And I had been experimenting with the mind, body, spirit for myself, and recognizing, this really brings me back to the present in my own life. And that's what I find the most helpful. I think that's what I want to share with other people. So I started to do the mind, body, spirit spread in my readings when I would do, pop-up markets or fairs or what have you. And I really found that I was really, not always, of course, but it was just most helpful for people to be able to come back to themselves and walk away from our reading feeling that one step at a time, maybe they felt a little more capable or empowered to navigate whatever potentially challenging situation they were in, or just situation. So that is why I love the Mind, Body, Spirit spread, and that is what I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so I changed the angle. I think you can still see me okay. I wanted you to be able to see me shuffling as well, because how I draw the cards, to me, for me, really informs just the whole experience of the tarot spread. I have a separate video for how to shuffle and draw tarot cards that I will link above, so that if you're just wanting some guidance on that or just some ideas, you could watch that first and then come back. As far as the tarot videos that I have right now available for you, the one that I shared most recently was an overview of an entire tarot deck. So even if you're at the very beginning of your journey and don't feel like you have a lot of information to go on, that maybe it's been just a little more simple or easy to just draw one card at a time, that I really, really encourage you to just jump into doing simple spreads for yourself. And, to go from one card to 3 card is kind of just makes a lot of sense. It's a very easy leap. So you could watch both of those, how to shuffle and draw, and also just the overview of the entire deck. And then come back to this and just do a 3 card spread for yourself to check in with yourself in the present moment. So I'm going to get a little quiet so that I can have just a helpful reading for myself. Gonna go with that one. Okay, so I've drawn 3 cards to represent my mind, body, and spirit, my current state of mind, body, and spirit. The card that I got for the mind, and this is going to be a surprise for me, so I'm just going to do my own spread and explain how I'm making the connections and interpretations that I am in real time, so that you can, in this real time, so that you can kind of get an idea of not only how to do the spread, but also how to tie it all together. So, the state of my mind currently is the High Priestess. And I'm going to come back to interpreting after I've turned over all the cards. State of my body is Temperance. And state of spirit is Magician. So these are all major arcana, and if you watch my overview of an entire tarot deck, you'll know that the major arcana really represent those significant life experiences, the archetypes that we all embody in big ways over the course of our lifetime to varying degrees. And so the mind position for the High Priestess. The High Priestess is really a card of self-knowledge, of intuition, of feminine wisdom. So it's that internal aspect of knowing yourself, knowing who you are, and really feeling settled in it. Like, she's really deeply settled in who she is. And I would say when it comes to the state of my mind, I really like to hear that. I don't always feel that way. But that is where I love the tarot, is because they always give me hope and reminders of human potential. And I would say that the High Priestess is also a teacher, especially teacher of that inner wisdom, which is what I hope I'm doing and providing in making these videos, is just sharing my experience and what I've learned for myself so far. Hopefully that's wisdom. And communicating it to you using my mind, using my intellect, which is kind of, it's not the opposite of the High Priestess, but because this is a highly intuitive card in the position of my mind, it would say that to me, it says that I'm making those more subconscious lessons rise to the surface a little bit in the conscious mind, and articulating them and giving them a voice. So I'm pretty happy with that card in that position. The next card is Temperance. And the position of my body. What is happening in my body? The particular mind-body position of this spread is really, I find the bodily experience to be the most potent experience of presence that we have as human beings. That's definitely my personal opinion, and you're welcome to have a different one. But it's also, my life's journey is coming back to my body. I've had trauma in my past that really caused me to dissociate from not only my body, but from appreciating the bodily experience of what it means to be a human in a body. And Temperance is really a card of having walked a certain path and learned certain lessons, and to be in a position of alchemizing those lessons. So it's a big card of integration, of kind of unifying different lessons and giving them a new form. So it's kind of a card of transition, but also it's almost like everything that you need is already present, and it's learning to use the tools that you have perhaps in new ways. So the way I see that relating to my body is very interesting, because I'm currently expecting my second child, and that's a huge integration. That's a huge alchemization of life lessons, navigating challenges, and again, becoming more wise in the process. Again, one hopes. And so Temperance to me in the body position is really, like, you'll notice, and we'll get more into like the specific meanings of the cards in my major arcana videos, but you'll notice that the angel has 1 foot on land and 1 foot in the water. So it's kind of like existing in two worlds at the same time. It's, being present with a lot of expansion, which very much feels like my present moment bodily experience, and definitely in a very positive way, which I like. This is a very positive spread today. I'm glad I get to share this with you. Okay, so the card that I have for Spirit, my current experience of Spirit, is the Magician, which is very interesting because the way I interpret the Spirit card, Spirit position in this spread, is kind of the more, like, I think of the mind as the conscious, the body as the subconscious, and the spirit as the superconscious. So it's a really expansive, expanded state. So spiritually, being in a really expansive space, but also the Magician is very much of, well, no, I wouldn't say he's exclusively of the earthly realm. He exists here, he lives here like all of us, but he has all these tools. He possesses all the tools of the minor arcana, which are predominantly found in the minor arcana, to navigate this life, challenges, hopes, dreams, joys, sorrows. So he's really a big communicator. He kind of ties together the mind, body, spirit, emotions, like the whole enchilada, the whole experience of being human. He has collected enough experience and is skilled enough in communicating his experience that he has kind of reached a position of mastery, which, I mean, I don't know if I would say that about myself, but I really like seeing that reflected back to me, which is really what the tarot is. It's a reflection of who we are in every moment as we are moving through life. And I really find that experience to be that experience of being reflected through the tarot to be mostly heartwarming and heart opening. I really think that the tarot is overwhelmingly positive, and I think that's something that some people hold on to, is the negative fear of, you know, what they think tarot is. And so I really invite you and encourage you to try this 3-card spread, mind, body, spirit, and really see it as a way of coming back to yourself, and really believing that the positive that is reflected back to you is true, that you really are, you know, I really am the high priestess. I have that within me. I have that ability and potential within me. I really do have the ability to be an alchemist, to integrate my experiences in a way that optimally serve me. I really am the magician. I really do have the ability to take the tools that I've been given and use them in a way that serve the highest good, myself and others included. And yeah, just take it and see what you get and try again and again and again. And I think you really will come to an obvious and clear picture in your own mind, in your own heart, of who you are and what your potential is in this lifetime. So that is, I think, where I'm going to leave you. I hope you have fun with it. Let me know what comes up for you or any questions that you have, and I look forward to next time.